Welcome to the Global Exclusive Podcast. And today I'm joined by my two, I guess, Southern Hemisphere friends in Dream and Cotton. And this is a special episode. You know why? Because this is going to be an any percent speedrun of the whole fucking podcast. And we're going to try to do this within 10 minutes. All right?
You're already dropping frames on wasted time.
Oh, gosh. Okay, you're right. All right. We're going straight into it. Units, Nerine. Tell us about Nerine, Dream.
Nerine was okay if she released at her normal time in late 7-star era. Unlike the other story protagonists that had non-damage dealing roles, this one's a complete waste of time, and she doesn't have an NVA and JP yet to look at either. That's all that's worth for Nerine, because her TMR and STMR are also kind of bad.
And she is so fucking useless. Cotton, did you want to say anything about Nerine? Cotton?
I think that answers that question.
Okay, we're at a good.
Disagree with Dream, honestly. There's nothing to disagree with.
Yeah, the timing of the release is really weird. Okay. All right, we're hitting it at a record pace. Lord of the Seas Nichol. What purpose is his purpose, Dream?
He is DV water team support because he does
Oh,
45% water amp and good stat buffs and a decent LB buff if you don't have like Zidane's STMR, I guess. But yeah, for all the DV tryhards, you're going to want him for your water teams to use with like Luna Freya, and as well as Tifa, who's coming soon and will take top spot for a while, or for a short while.
Some other
What the
long
heck
haired
is-
boy.
What the hell is it with his skill sets? I'm just looking at his base on. He literally has 2 abilities and triple cards.
It's alum design at its peak, but for non-damage dealers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
His Brave Shift is even worse because it takes like summoning crystals.
Yeah, but it's pretty easy to gear for like passive fill for those now.
Like,
He has
Does Luna Freya-
beast and aquatic killers, if that's what you want. And he doesn't have his EX2 and EX3 abilities yet, but I think the news said they would be coming at a later date.
in JP, they came later too. So
I think they were with release.
no, it wasn't at release. It was like a day. It was like a week-ish after they got it, but it wasn't like a month later. It was like a week-ish.
I thought the week later was his like LB being improved.
Was it?
I think I'm not sure, but
like-
they were basically immediately.
Yeah.
I think yeah, that's partly because he was after 7R in JP. But yeah, I think those give him a full LB at the start of battle and a 160 beast killer buff, I think, AoE, as opposed to his existing 101. But
Do you
that's
think
EX3.
Do you think somebody at Alem, like after a whole year later, suddenly remembered? Oh yeah, we made these like Esper units, and then
Yeah, pretty much.
He just
Finally
woke up
following
one
up
day.
that. Yeah,
I mean,
and
doesn't Sakura not have a shift form either? Is
no,
she
she's
like
got
one
shift.
with just a super Libby?
Sakura is literally Nicole in lightning flavor with different killers. That's the only like actually significant difference. So yeah, if you prefer your Nicole's lightning flavored, wait a month. You'll be back in a new skin.
Just a thought. I'm looking at his base shift limit burst. Like he has a 350% stat buff and a 250% limit burst damage buff. Like if you use that, does that mean you don't need to use Zidane's STMR?
Well, Zidane still has the 300% LB, which is better. But also, if you want like just the stats and not the water stuff, just wait for Aerith, because she is probably going to be free in some capacity.
Yeah.
And within like 2 or 3 weeks at most.
Unless
So,
Aerith
yeah.
is a paid unit completely and we don't get a free X2.
It's possible, but I kind of doubt it. Just because of like how annoyed people would get. And
the amount of salt the collective community would have if Aerith isn't free.
They've been pretty consistent with the free NVs so far.
Say that to Zyle,
The pre 5 and 5-star base ones.
One thing that really does like highlight Nicole's release is that he has no EX2 or EX3 upgrades, meaning I don't think Gumi has decided what to do with those yet. So it is possible that Sephiroth and Aerith and Tifa come with different sort of upgrades without EX2 or EX3 requirements.
I think it could also, like, because the news said they would be coming later, I think it might just be like a client update thing, possibly.
I have a feeling. Okay, so this is
But
pure
maybe not.
speculation part, and this is also really bad for our speedrun. But I have a feeling that what if we are not getting EX2 upgrades because like EX2 upgrades for older units, right? Like Gabaranth or some shit. Because what if the trade-off is no EX2, EX3 upgrades for Sephiroth and newer units? Like, does that make
Oh
sense?
no.
No,
Oh
because
no.
if they don't get them at all, like in this situation, then that would just be a purely negative thing. Plus,
Yeah.
we've already seen a few EX2 upgrades on the old units, like Lauren and stuff.
Yeah, okay, there's
So,
inconsistency there.
so I
So
really
Hmm.
don't think that's going to happen. I think they will show up just on a slight delay.
okay. Well, I think my audacity says we're hitting the 6-minute mark,
Yep.
guys.
Gosh.
I think
Well,
we
we
did
still
it.
have 4 minutes.
Uh,
We've got that. Although I have one
Nicole,
thing to add on Nico that's a bit off topic. Like it's
Okay.
interesting how the translators chose to name his unlock Levia Chain. I'm just gonna call it Levi-chan.
Levia Chain.
Levi-chan.
Chain?
So it's
Levia Chain.
Leviathan Chain.
Uh,
It's a portmanteau.
Levi-chan.
kind of sounds cringe.
Yeah. And then his TM is bad. His STMR has some killers on it, but no offensive stats, so it's gonna
Bad.
have a somewhat hard time. Like sometimes it might still be best in slot, but
Okay, but
it's
all
gonna
right,
have
but this is for
have a
that.
hard time beating out stats.
This is for that mystical SPR water fish build. It's all working out,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
Look,
His vision
considering
card's pretty bad too.
yeah, because it's like split across 3 stats.
Yeah.
I mean, considering Nico was released after Final Fantasy FF7 remake, what was Alim thinking when designing his TMR, his STMR, his VC? Like, it's completely useless.
Simple, he was a throwaway week because they've been doing that with FFBE ones a lot of the time.
Cotton, this is gonna happen with a lot of future units where it clearly is a throwaway. Like Type 0 Machina is a great example. He's a clear throwaway unit.
Wasn't Machina free though?
Was he free? He still looks like a
Yeah.
throwaway unit. Like everything
Yeah.
from the tactics, Type 0 banner looks terrible.
Yeah, it was
So-
kind of unfortunate. Like
It
they're
makes you
not
wonder
the
what's
worst,
worse, like
but they're not.
The best.
Yeah.
Not even close.
what's
Exactly.
like Shadow. What's
Yeah.
worse, being a throwaway unit or not having your unit released at all?
You know what? Ramza is giving you the finger in the grave right now.
Lewd.
Dude. At least Celeste is good. At least FF6 fans got that. So fucking hell.
You say that Sion is power creep by Sephiroth, and he came after Sephiroth.
Well, that's just because they're bad at designing SLB.
Yeah, and SLB as a design is also kind of bad so far. I haven't seen a good single SLB unit yet. So
Anyway,
What?
yeah.
What do you mean?
Nicole.
Big damage isn't good?
guys, I think we spent more time talking about everything but Nicole. So
Yeah, pretty much.
there's no
Isn't
new
that the whole-
event. There's nothing to talk about, literally.
Yeah.
So
I'm surprised DV didn't start this week with Clash of Worlds ending, but I guess
Me
it's
too.
next week.
yeah, I'm surprised what happened to DV. Maybe they want to release it with FF7R. We'll see.
Maybe. Oh well. TLDR,
God.
DV tryhards, pull Nicole for your water team.
Yeah, honestly.
You pair good with things like Cacteria and Varys because she is physical water amp field. Oh
You
yeah,
want-
his own
Hmm?
field is a 25% water imperil, so that's less
Oh.
impactful than amps. It's like Nyx, but unlike Nyx's one, it affects both sides of the field, so you can't have that just on the enemy's side and then like an amp field on your side.
Hmm.
So that kind of sucks.
You know what's also
Hmm.
really weird? This week's quote unquote event is the equipment enhancement event, but Nicole, the new unit, isn't even 100% bonus. He's 70%.
Oh yeah, it's like move over, Nickel. This is a global exclusive event,
Like
Look,
fuck
and
off.
you're not worthy.
Look, there is one elephant in the room that we need to talk about, though. Like,
His story
where
event?
is Nicole's story event? Yes.
Okay,
They-
we're
I
at
want to
10
see
seconds
Pirate
until 10
Nicole.
minutes.
They hit their translation budget for the month already with Louise's one.
Yeah, but I want to see Pirate Nicole. Who doesn't
Yeah,
want to see
same,
Pirate
but-
Nicole?
We can't always have the things we want, Cotton.
Especially if you're not in the podcast every week, Cotton.
Shadow,
Anyway, that-
don't tell me you don't want Pirate Nicole either.
All right, cue the
You know you
chocobos.
want.